Today we're doing spring and Easter decor ideas plus a farmhouse Easter tiered tray, and I'm also going to show you a couple updates I made, and I'm also going to talk to you about a couple dilemmas that I have. Towards the end of the video I made some free printables. I made 3 of them that I would like to share with you as a thank you to subscribing to my channel, to watching my videos. I really appreciate it and I wanted to give back to you in some way. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope more than anything you get some decor design ideas that will help you out. So I pulled out all of my Easter, well not all of it, I pulled out some of it. Some of it I'm probably gonna get rid of, but these are some of the things that I have. Most of it is old, the teapot is new. And that's the first thing that I'm going to start with here. I'm going to take my neutral decor that I had up for a little while between Valentine's and Easter and spring, and I'm just going to change it up. I have this cutting board that I purchased from the Target dollar spot, and I like to have my houses here. This seems to be kind of a new permanent thing for me. I usually put my houses on my trays, but I've been liking them up here. And I just simply switched out that little picture for my cute little bunny teapot that I purchased at Home Goods. And if you saw that Home Goods video that I made, you know that that's where I got that. I'm turning the mugs around. I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way. We'll see when I get my tray decorated and up there. I also wanted to show you these carrots. I had purchased these at Home Goods also. And while I don't think this is the absolute perfect place for them, this is where I have them here along with my Rejoice sign, and so far I'm liking that. If you did not see my video that I made when I DIY'd the carrot sign and the carrot garland and the wreath, I can link that for you below. That's where I decorated this space, and the carrots and the He is Risen sign are the new additions to this decorating space. I hadn't put those up before, and I just added those to have a touch of Easter in this room. Moving on to my entry, I decorated this with these beads and carrots, and also my wall pocket basket with florals. Now I took this mirror and I redid it. As you can see, it was a really stark white. It was kind of a cool white, and it just wasn't working in this hallway. I just wasn't real happy with it. So I went ahead and I painted over it with the granite gray, and I painted most of it with the granite gray, and then I went back and I kind of did like a light brushing with the plaster. And the plaster is a little bit more of a muted, kind of an off-white almost. It's hard to see on the camera here, but I really am a lot happier with it. I added some greenery and florals that I already had on hand to my wall basket. I love this wall basket. It's one of my favorite things in my home. I purchased it locally here in town, and I just am real happy with it. Now these carrots I purchased at Hobby Lobby last month, and I was really happy to see they had a hook. I didn't even realize that until I opened the package. Hung here with another carrot that I purchased last year and some beads that I made. Now I'm not sure I'm entirely happy with this. This whole setup, I think I need a larger mirror, which I do have, but I would have to DIY it. I also think the hooks should have been hung a little higher. So this is a dilemma I have. I should probably tweak this. I'm always in a dilemma about what to put next to the basket. I'm not sure I've really nailed it here. I'm thinking maybe a garden hat would look real pretty there. So moving on, these are the mirrors that I purchased from Antique Farmhouse last month. I did do an unboxing of that, if you remember, and I wanted to show you where I hung them. What I ended up doing was I ended up putting them above my couch here. This is kind of an awkward spot, and I've been wondering just exactly how I was going to decorate this spot here. And I really like them. I love the details on them. I love the carving. I love the color. Now this is where I was going to put them. I told you I was going to put them in my entry. Can you see how big this wall is? I apologize. Whenever it's a light color, my camera doesn't want to focus. There's also a vent there, and some other things, and I'm really looking to redo that area. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. Paint the woodwork or not, I don't know. Still in a dilemma about that. But anyways, I ended up putting the mirrors here, and then there's that throw that I just bought at Target, if you watched my Target video from Tuesday. And that's how that looks. So moving on, if you remember that I did this tiered tray a couple weeks ago, actually maybe last month, I'm going to go ahead and tweak it for Easter. I have some new things, the little green bunnies and the wooden eggs, and also that little cutting board there. So we're going to just try to do an Easter tiered tray with a farmhouse theme, more of a neutral theme that I can have here in my kitchen. And I usually put this tray underneath where my little shelf is that you saw me decorate earlier. It's my little corner that I kind of like to change out seasonally. So that's what we're doing here today. Now I am just really into the bunnies this season, and you know, bunnies are so cute, especially the little ones. They come out in the spring and they're all happy, and they just remind me of new life. And doesn't everything in the spring remind us of new life? And the leaves come out on the trees, and the flowers bud, and the bunnies come out. And it reminds me of the resurrection, which is what Easter is about. And it's weird to say that a bunny reminds me of the resurrection, but it does. It's new life. Spring is new life. I don't think it's any coincidence that we celebrate Easter and the resurrection in the springtime, because the resurrection is new life. All right, so what I'm trying to do on this tray is I'm trying to fit a lot of different things on here, and I was going to tweak it, and I have ended up completely changing it, except for like one or two things. And I want to get these bunnies on here. Now the tall bunny is a little bit more of a dilemma. It has to go on the top because it won't fit on the other shelves there. And just kind of getting everything to fit in. This is a new tray to me, so I am still getting used to it. And I also just wanted to show you that sometimes when you're doing a tiered tray, it really does take a lot of tweaking, moving things about, checking it, coming back, tweaking it again, as you see me doing here, and just getting it so that everything is positioned in the way that you like it. Now, I love to do tier trays, so this is fun for me. It's kind of like playing, you know, but also I do have times where it can get kind of frustrating. And towards the end here, it did get a little frustrating because nothing seemed, it was like, okay, that's not right. That's not right. So anyways, I put those beads on there. I like to use them. They have, I have them on a floral wire so I can maneuver them easily. I did DIY those. And the carrots also giving me a little bit of trouble. And yes, I wanted to use the house. So I'm just switching out those little wood slices there. I needed the larger one for the house, and then I needed a different one for the bunny. I think you're going to see me switch that again. Yeah, I needed a wider one for that. So that's just a matter of finding what works. Those wood slices you can get at Hobby Lobby. You can get them in like a bag of different assorted sizes. And they really help with the tiered tray. They help to elevate some of the things on the tray that you want to maybe lift up a little bit. And then I'm trying to put the plant back there. You can't really see it the way I have the camera angled today, but normally I do a little bit better job with that. So I've put the canister back there, and I put a wood, like a candle holder that's black back there. And after I do that, I decide that I don't like that. So I'm going to take the candle holder, and I'm actually going to prop up that picture in the middle because it kept falling. And then instead, I'm going to move the canister over to the left. That's on the bottom. You'll see me do that after I lift up these carrots. And the carrots are a little bit of a dilemma too today. You'll see what I end up doing in a couple minutes here. So I'm going to move that canister over, and then I'm going to put the green kind of moss orb back there too. And I found that worked better. So I feel like there's a little bit too much white and light colors going on in the middle. I'm not entirely happy. I knew what I wanted to do with the top, and I knew pretty much kind of what I wanted to do with the bottom. But the middle was giving me a dilemma, and it really is kind of the focal point. So you see I'm adding in those wood eggs that I got from Target last week. And the carrots too. I'm trying to spread the carrots out, and I think that might look good like that. But I'm not entirely happy with that either. So you're going to see me go back and forth a little bit with that. Now I tried putting this black sphere down there. Wasn't entirely happy with the way that looked. Again, you just do a lot of tweaking things, changing things around. So I'm going to switch the black metal orb with the little egg in the pot and see if I like that better. Taking out the beaded garland altogether. I thought maybe that was making it look too busy. So let's stick some greenery in here. Try that. It's a lot of trial and error, really. And again, if this is something that frustrates you, you might not enjoy it. But for the most part, I really enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun. And so I don't mind tweaking it. But it can get a little frustrating. I think towards the end I did get a little frustrated with this. The key is really to make it look full without making it look cluttered and too busy. And that's really the balance that you're looking for. So I changed out, I went and found some different greenery, some more subtle greenery in the eucalyptus. Okay, now we've just scrapped it. We're going back to the drawing board here. And I've got a couple of the wooden eggs up there. I was wondering if I should get rid of that second cutting board there, but I do feel like it kind of breaks up the busyness of the picture. And then I had the idea to put the carrots in the little planter. It looks cute, I like it, but I do feel like it competes with the finial on top. So in the end I said, nope, I'm not doing that either. I'm going to put that galvanized orb back on there. The greenery sticking out of it. I think that looks the best. And I'm pretty happy with this top portion right now. This top piece is very tight, and it is a little hard to get all of this to fit in here. You're gonna see. There we go. I've got it the way I want it now. I'm just going to tuck that little egg back in there. And we're done with the top part now. So what I decided to do here was I decided to take my little salt and pepper container, and I just turned it around because I felt like with the salt and the pepper on the front it might be too busy. So I just turned that to the back and left it white. I put my little measuring spoons in here, and I'm really liking the way this is looking. I'm going to elevate those just a little bit with some risers. what I decided to do, I decided that the carrots looked better together than they did separate. So I kept trying to separate them and spread them out throughout the tray, but in the end I decided that they looked better together. I really wanted to use my house and those other eggs, so I have this little tray in another room on a table, and I just went ahead and put some of those pieces on here so that this little area just has a little bit of Easter also. Moving on, I wanted to make like a floral piece for my table. Now, I'm not doing a full-on tablescape. Those are a lot of work, and quite frankly, my family and I, we just don't use tablescapes. This is I believe this is either a vase or this is like a soup tureen without a lid that I purchased at Salvation Army this past week. And what I'm doing is I'm just using tape to make a frog. Now you can buy frogs, you can buy them in glass or metal or even plastic, I think. And what they do is they just help you separate your floral stems, and it helps give you more of a cohesive floral pattern or design when you're putting your flowers into your vase. So I have that one large piece there with the white flowers on it. I have it tucked in the wrong place. The longer pieces really need to be tucked in the outer grid areas, and then the larger, smaller flowers I'm kind of putting in the middle grid pieces there. And I think that that looks a little bit better. Very quickly, I just wanted to show you, I found this gravy boat and saucer also at Salvation Army. It is the False Craft Heritage version, and I was really happy to find that. I got it for $6, both pieces. The tureen or vase I got for $5. I wanted to tell you that also. And I have some free printables for you today. Now this is another table. I just moved the vase over here to show you. I made a Hello Spring free printable, and I have that on my Pinterest board. So in the description box below of this video, you will find the links to all 3 of the printables that I've made for you today. I made this one, and then I also made this one that says, "Do not worry, consider the lilies." That is from a Bible verse, that is something that is on my mind a lot because I tend to be a worrier. I made that in a farmhouse version, and then I also made it in kind of a more muted pink version for spring. A couple of ideas that I have here I wanted to show you. I never really show you my chandelier, and that's because it's been here a long time. It was here when we moved in. We just moved in a few years ago. I think it's been here probably since the home was built. I'd like to change this. It gives off a lot of light, and I really like that, but I would like to go with maybe like a black candelabra. Let me know what you think of that. I'm just afraid it's not going to give me enough light. I also have my gather sign here, and I'm thinking of DIYing this and changing it. Let me know what you think about that. I took my wreath out of my little tobacco basket here, and I've just left it plain. And then below that, I have this little bench here. My great-grandfather made this, and I'm toying with the idea of painting this. Now I have two other projects that I need to work on real soon, a chair and a table. So those come first, but I'm thinking of painting that. Let me know what you think about all of the things that you've seen today, the purchases, the decorating, the printables, the DIY ideas, the dilemmas, anything that you have any information on or ideas, opinions of your own. I would love to hear in the comments. If you would comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget the free printables that I have for you in the description box below that are on my Pinterest page. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. I will see you in the next video, and have a happy spring, everyone.